Hello, it's Book Quote Wednesday, but before I read anything, I just want to show off my Speedbird. I was guest of honour at BristolCon last week, and Speedbird is the convention's logo. It celebrates the city's connection with Concord, and as you can see, this Speedbird is white and red, which are the same colours as the Ark Royal on the front cover of His Majesty's Starship, which is what I'm reading from today. It's Book Quote Wednesday, and the word is colour. We were given the US spelling, but I'm a Brit, so just pretend I pronounce the hidden U. So we are in orbit around an alien world, and the UK's first starship, HMSS Ark Royal, has not only taken part in humanity's first full-pitch space battle, but it pulled off the manoeuvre that ended the battle with the right side winning. And now it's time to check out the damage sustained. Adrian Nicol drifted in his suit over the bow of Ark Royal. The bow turret and the front of the ship were a mess of melted slag wrecked by Shivaji's laser. A compartment, which included the forward airlock, was completely open to space. To get out, he had gone into B compartment and depressurized. Since Ark Royal's flight deck was C compartment, Adrian reflected that they should be grateful for small mercies. He jetted slowly aft along the ship. "Some scarring here, sir," he reported. "We don't appear to be holed." He waved a vapour detector over the area. "Confirmed, we're intact. Need a new paint job, though." "That's the least of our troubles," said Gilmore's voice in his ears. "Carry on." Adrian headed for the face of the centrifuge ring compartment, the site of the impact that had set the ship spinning. He looked at the lesser damage first. Some of the heat fins that ribbed the compartment were buckled. Then he went over to look at the hole. It was some 5 feet across, and the lump that had caused it had gone clean through the compartment and out the other side. Adrian passed in and looked around. Inside, the lights were on. This was meant to be a pressurized part of the ship. If the centrifuge ring was a donut, then he was in its hole, and the space was crammed. Computer center, emergency cryo capsules, air tanks, life support. Small ferropolymer fragments of ship were floating around, and Adrian studied them carefully for sharp or jagged edges before proceeding. The ceiling of the centrifuge ring was a smooth curve, motionless, and as far as he could see, unblemished, and Adrian reported this. "Apart from that, quite a bit of severed fibre," he said with only a little concern. Ark Royal was robust. Any command path could be rerouted along alternative circuits, and they had plenty of spare fibre on board to plug the gaps. At first glance, the ship was looking good, though whether they would be able to spin the ring again or boost safely without the ship becoming apart at the seams would have to wait to be seen. "And nothing serious has been damaged," he added with relief. Replacing the ship's optical memory banks, say, would have been quite another matter. The exit wound on the aft face of the compartment was twice the size of the entry. Adrian peeped out aft, afraid of what he might see. More scarring down the side of the ship, but, as instruments had already confirmed, the external tanks were intact. Adrian fired his suit thrusters and pulled back from the ship, retreating until he was far enough away in space to take in the whole vessel with a single glance. Then he slowly jetted around her. A close-up inspection could focus the mind too much. You could concentrate so much on one area that you completely ignore damage in another. But again, no further damage showed. The ship had taken a battering, but come through it with flying colours. He reported no further damage. There was movement in the corner of his eye. A landing boat was firing thrusters to brake, hanging in space by Ark Royal's bow. "We've got company, sir," he said. "I know, it's the others," said Gilmore. "Stay out there, I'm sending out help." When the two suited figures of Samad and Hannah pulled themselves through the pressure door from B compartment, the flight deck was suddenly full. Gilmore was at the watch desk, and Julia and Peter at the two auxiliary desks, together picking their way through the ship's systems. For the first time in what seemed ages, 4 days, but 5 long ones, the flight deck was crowded again. "What have you been doing to my ship?" Samad demanded as he removed his helmet. "Have you seen the bow?" You'd be proud of her, Gilmore said over the hubbub of reunion. Welcome back. He raised his voice. When you're ready. He waited for the silence. Mr. Luna, don't bother unsuiting. Join Mr. Nicol outside. We'll start repressurizing the aft compartments, and I want you to look out for leaks. After that, you can give the engines an external inspection. Number 1, when you're ready, join me in E compartment. I'd appreciate your help raking out the spares we're going to need. Hannah joined him 5 minutes later, her suit stowed away. E compartment was a hollow cylinder between the centrifuge hub and the boat bay, lined with lockers. Gilmore had already made a small pile in midair of bales of optic cable and computer crystals, reading off from a checklist on his aid which floated next to the pile. She savoured this one-man bustle of activity for a moment. You're enjoying this, aren't you? She said. He looked up. It beats being shot at. And sitting around in orbit, twiddling your thumbs. Gilmore allowed himself a small smile. That too. Locker 507 and get a couple of splicers out, could you? Yes, we're actually doing something at last. Hannah complied. Splicers, couple of. Of course, in the last few days, you've only explored a whole new alien world. Gilmore ticked the items off. They're welcome to it. There's no romance in your soul, Mike. Look hard enough and you'll find it. What's happening downstairs, number 1? The convocation was just starting as we left. They drew the order of speakers out of a hat. The South Americans are kicking off, the Polynesians next. I forget the rest of the order. The print is on at 1300. Gilmore made a non-committal noise. And how is everyone getting on with our late adversaries? The Rusties are determined to pretend it never happened. Whether the humans will or not, I don't know. Algol's crew won't be in a hurry. She lost crew. That's bad, Hannah said with sympathy. And she's so badly damaged she may not even be able to boost out of orbit. Hannah whistled and looked around her. Things could be worse then. They could. Shall I have the signal relayed to the wardroom? I wouldn't. The ring doesn't have air yet. Gilmore paused. What signal? Well, the convocation is being broadcast generally. And why would we want to watch it? Hannah leaned forward. Because not everyone is as uninterested as you in the outcome. It could affect all our futures. We've got a ship to repair, Gilmore said. He saw the expression on her face, the one member of crew who would dare to get annoyed with him, and whom he would dare let get annoyed. I'm sorry, but there's only 6 of us, and we've got a lot to get through. We won't even have broken the back of it by 1300. Sir, can I recommend asking for help from one of the other ships? I have no intention of asking for help, Gilmore said at once. We can manage. Hannah said nothing. He could see her point of view and had to admit that extra hands would be extremely useful, but ask for help to accept that the situation was beyond him. Oh, hell. Number 1, he said, I want you to draw up a list of preliminary tasks for each of us, myself included, to be carried out prior to 1300. Those members of the crew who have finished their assigned tasks by then may watch the broadcast. Very good, sir. Gilmore reflected that Hannah had never been as good as him at keeping a straight face. Remember, you can buy my books at www.benjeeps.com. See you next time.